Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm attorney Megan Pastrana of Immigration for Couples. So let's dive in. K-1 visa welcome letters and when you can actually begin the next step in the K-1 visa process. We've had a lot of people asking questions ranging from when will I receive the welcome letter? When can I get started with the next steps? I have received multiple letters. What do they mean? Can I get started yet or not? And when am I going to have my interview, right? So I really want to break down how the welcome letter works for the K-1 visa and what we're seeing right now. There have been changes with COVID and the process for notifying individuals going through the K-1 visa process. So for those of you who maybe are just starting your K-1 visa journey, I'd like to quickly go over the basic steps that are involved. So the first step in the K-1 visa journey is filing a petition, an I-129F petition is what it's called, to show that you have a real relationship. So that's the petition. It's not the actual visa. Once that petition is approved, your case will be forwarded to the U.S. Embassy or consulate in the country where you are residing. And once that petition is approved, the National Visa Center is involved in that process. And so previously what we saw pre-COVID is that someone's petition would be approved, their I-129F petition would be approved. And we used to see that we would get an email from the embassy, the US Embassy or consulate, usually within a matter of a few weeks to get started on the next steps. And then when COVID happened, the embassies and US embassies and consulates had really slowed down. Most of them closed during COVID, and then they reopened slowly. There's some US embassies and consulates that are really only processing emergency-based K-1 visas. The Philippines is the one that is top of mind. So what has changed with the welcome letter, what we are seeing is that there have been really 3 letters, a series of 3 letters. And if you don't get 3 letters, don't panic. Immigration is constantly changing things, and it just might be different based on your country of origin. But what we are seeing in most of our cases is that after the petition is approved, we will see that all of our couples, all of our clients, we receive a letter from the National Visa Center. And the letter from the National Visa Center says, we are holding your petition until the US Embassy or consulate lets us know that they have appointments available, and then we will forward your application to that US Embassy or consulate to be reviewed. And so that's the first letter we're seeing. So if you receive that letter from the National Visa Center, it'll let you know we're holding your case. At this point, that's not the welcome letter. That's just a notification that your file is in queue. So that doesn't mean that you should start doing anything with regards to the next steps. You're just in a holding pattern. You can look ahead and be prepared to know things like the police clearance where you would need to obtain it, but you definitely want to hold off on getting those items officially until you receive the actual welcome letter, because a lot of them have expiration dates. And so what we do with our clients is we receive that letter, great, and then we just keep track of it and keep watching and waiting for the case to be transferred. So that's the second letter we receive, is we receive a notification from the National Visa Center that says, hey, great news, we're transferring your file to the US Embassy or consulate abroad. And in that letter, it will tell you, wait for the US Embassy or consulate to provide you with additional instructions. So with that letter, again, you aren't needing to take any steps yet, just knowing, great news, your file is being transferred. Usually it will take a few weeks, usually after we get that transfer notice, then within 2 to 3 weeks, typically, we will receive the official welcome letter. And that is the letter that comes from the US Embassy or consulate letting you know, great, we have received your petition. You are welcome to move forward with preparing the next set of application forms. There's a mini, we call it a mini affidavit of support. It's the I-134, and I have other videos about that, but that's one of the parts, getting your certified records, your police clearance, scheduling your medical exam. When you get that letter from the US Embassy or consulate letting you know, great, we have your petition, we're ready, go ahead, get started. That is when you would start scheduling your medical exam and doing those other things to get ready for your interview. And with regards to timing, those were just some of the estimates with regards to usually when you get the transfer notice, you'll receive that follow-up notice from the embassy within a few weeks. However, in regards to when you personally will receive your welcome letter, it really depends. I know that that's not an answer that anybody likes to hear, but that is the reality. It will just really depend on the country where you are living, the country where your case will be processed. Some U.S. embassies, we will have clients that we will really quickly move through those 3 letters. We'll have clients where we just get letter after letter after letter within a period of about 2 months, and we get started right away and having an interview. And then there are other countries, again, I know that's really hard for those those of you who are in the Philippines, that everything is really just on hold. And so it'll be a very long time before individuals receive the welcome letter, though we hope that things start moving forward more quickly. But in general, timing will really just depend. But at least you have a breakdown and understand approximately once you get that transfer letter that's really good news. And hopefully you should be receiving that notice, that official welcome email within a few weeks. So I hope that helps give you clarity. Best of luck to all of you who are going through the K-1 visa process.